I have a specialty in writing about spiritual travels, defined really broadly. I have traveled around the world exploring holy sites and writing about them. Several years ago, I experienced a loss. My brother, 59-year-old brother, died of a heart attack suddenly, unexpectedly, the same week that my mother entered memory care at a nursing home. And it was sort of an existential 1-2 punch. And I've always looked to holy places for inspiration, especially after those losses. It got me thinking about places that have helped me really think about death and mortality. These are questions that everyone has to face, losses that everyone has to endure. So in the book, I try to look at places that have helped me come to terms with mortality. And some of those places are far away as the Valley of the Kings in Egypt and Rome and Mayan temples in Mexico. And some of the places are close to home, like the nursing home where my mother lives, graveyards, funerals, also hospice. The book is a mixture of places far away and close to home. The first thing that I tell people about my book is usually, well, it's about mortality, but it's not depressing. One of the points I try to make in the book is this perennial truth that if you live with the knowledge of death, it actually makes life more worth living. Familiarizing yourself with mortality, with death, is a way of making sure that when you really come up against those really hard losses, you have something in your toolkit. One of the things we've really lost in the modern world too is that for most of human history, people encountered death regularly. It would be in the home. It would be something that they would be practiced in how to deal with a loss, a death. We are so removed from that now. And I think as a result, when people do encounter death, it is much harder to deal with because of that. Sanitized it, removed it, allowed professionals to take it away from us. The practice that I really came to appreciate and admire is the practice of Day of the Dead in Mexican culture, and that's how the book starts. The Day of the Dead philosophy is that at one time of year, on November 1st and 2nd, the dead are invited to come back, and that people feast with them and celebrate with them and recall the things that they loved best. Really this celebration with them, and then they're bid to leave again. And I think that cyclical nature of honoring death and being comfortable with death and then getting on with the rest of your life, knowing that time will come again, is a really healthy response to mortality.